Recruitment Activities Flow. Friends, in this section we will go through Recruitment Activities Flow chart to get an overview of activities that US IT recruiters are expected to carry out as part of their daily routine. All these activities will be explained in detail individually in our upcoming module. So friends, the recruitment activities start with a recruiter receiving a job description from either an internal client, that is another department of the same business, or an external client, that is a client of the business for whom the recruiter is working. Thus, for IT recruiters engaged with end clients, it will usually be internal clients, and for IT recruiters engaged with IT consulting companies, generally it will be external clients from whom they receive the JDs. The very first activity for the recruiters is to qualify the received JD for its completeness and relevance before they start working on it. If there is any information lacking, the recruiter should get back to the originator and get all the required details from the originator of the JD. JD qualification activity is explained in detail in the other module along with explanation of other recruiting activities. Once the JD qualifies for further action, that is, when the recruiter gets all necessary information to start working on it, a decision is taken if the position will be filled by screening candidates directly for it or by outsourcing the requirement to the vendors. Depending on the nature of position to be filled and the company policies, a combination of both these screening methods may be used by the recruiters. Once suitable profiles are screened and shortlisted for the position to be filled, the recruiters have to carry out interview and selection activities to complete the recruitment process. Both the screening methods as well as the interview and selection activities involve carrying out of specific activities by the recruiters. Let us look at an overview of all three of these activities also, though these will be discussed in detail in the next module. Direct screening activities. Once a JD is qualified and its completeness is ensured and it is decided that the resumes for this position are to be screened directly, the process starts with recruiter first checking the internal database of profiles available. Also, it is at this point of time the recruiter should float the JD or the requirement to the existing employees for referral, as it is the fastest way of getting to the right candidates with minimal efforts. The recruiter also goes on to search for active candidates on job portals or social networking websites who are looking for a change and may be a good fit for the open positions. Once the recruiter gets hold of the profiles, the process of establishing a contact with the candidates is started. Candidates who show their interest in the opportunity are further screened at the recruiter's end, and suitable profiles are sent to the client for further processing. The rejected profiles are added to the internal database of profiles for any other suitable opportunities that may come to the organization for screening in future. Outsourcing screening activities. To fill the positions received through a qualified JD, if the company policy and the client allows, the position is outsourced to the vendors. Only the initial screening activity is outsourced to the vendors, as the outsourcing company would not share their clients' connections with the vendors. The recruiters at the vendors would go through the internal recruitment activity process as explained above and would share the resumes of initial screening completed candidates with the recruiting manager of the JD outsourcing company for further processing. A second level screening is usually carried out by the recruiters receiving such profiles, and if found suitable, it is forwarded to the client company for the interview and selection process. Rejected profiles are communicated to the vendors, who continue looking for other opportunities for such profiles. Usually, the contract between the outsourcing company and their vendors does not allow the outsourcing company to approach the candidates directly for the opportunity in question or for other opportunities. Thus, they should not add the rejected candidates in their internal database. Interview and selection activities. The recruiters at the end clients mainly have to get the interviews scheduled for the final profiles shortlisted for a specific JD. There may be multiple rounds of interviews to evaluate candidates' technical abilities and their experience in working with the required skill, etc. The decision to reject a profile at various interview levels is communicated to the vendors, and for the profile or profiles accepted, finally joining and induction process is initiated. As HR division of most of the companies have separate function for joining and induction, the recruitment process ends with the selection of the candidates. So friends, this was all of the recruitment activity flow overview that we wanted you to have a look at before we take up these activities in further details in the next module.